You came back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the FreeMelon Society. I'm Eli Martyr, and what we're going to do today is we're going to tackle metabolism. It's a subject that you hear all about in popular health circles, and we are going to add our input, our particular FreeMelon coloring, to this subject to make it very easy to understand. Luckily, many of our wonderful health educators out there have done so much good work on this subject already, so I don't need to contribute too much. What we're going to do is we're just going to add an element of natural law that doesn't really get as much focus to this subject, just to help you understand exactly what this metabolism thing is and how popular health culture leads you astray in the conventional run-of-the-mill information that one stumbles upon concomitantly when you're researching metabolism. Okay, so here's the problem. There exists a seemingly ever too messing aggregation of purulent pop culture health blogs that endeavor to compel your weight loss ambitions in the direction of skyrocketing your metabolism to stratospheric proportions in order to incinerate every single last bit of fat on your body so that you can feel great, look great, and be healthy. Okay, now that is the cure. Ramping up your metabolism for weight loss. All right, that's the subject of today, how to deal with weight loss and this metabolism raising veil of confusion that has been placed over the whole metabolic debate. Today what we're going to be talking about is metabolism and weight loss. The two of them go together very often in the health community, and we're just going to flesh it out today in this little video. You're always going to run into blogs and articles that teach you that you need to ramp your metabolism up in order to lose weight. Of course, the problem with turning your God-given body into Satan's blast furnace in order to incinerate every single last fat cell in your tissues is that when you ramp up your metabolism, you start incinerating resources that you need for health and life. And so you end up burning up faster and perishing faster and dying. I'm saying you will impair your longevity if you ramp up your metabolism from now till the day you expire in order to be healthier. So let me package this properly for you. Okay, so in conventional health circles, what we're told is that in order to lose weight, one of the best ways to go about doing this is to drastically ramp up the amount of physical activity you're doing. So turn yourself into a bloody racehorse every single day. Increase the amount of muscle mass that you're carrying on your body because muscle burns more calories than fat. And so if you increase the amount of muscle mass on your body, then you will increase your basal metabolic rate and you'll have a better shot at burning up more weight on your body. And you'll also see this: eat protein-rich foods, eat lots of protein, get lots of muscle stimulation going, exercise your heart out, and you're going to ramp up your metabolism. There's all sorts of other little dietary tricks that they advise you to do to ramp up your metabolism, right? Drink coffee, eat chocolate, all these nonsensical things. And this ostensibly will help you to lose weight. Now let's talk about how it really is, okay? As with many things in the world, it's really funny how the world gives you a picture of a certain subject, and it's not just incorrect. It's completely, absolutely, diametrically opposed to what the truth is. It is the complete opposite. Literally the complete opposite is the truth in many issues, especially in the health community when we're talking about diet and wellness and eating. In another video, we touched on the laws of life, okay? The grand laws of life that govern health and wellness and vitality. And one of the prime laws that govern vitality, that govern health, is the law of self-preservation. The law of self-preservation, again, is built into all living things. And the law of self-preservation exemplifies itself in life by an organism doing everything in its power to maintain itself at perfect harmony. If my hand represents perfect harmony for an organism, then if you dip too much on one side of that harmony scale, then the law of self-preservation in your body will bring you back to perfect harmony, perfect working harmony. Imagine just perfect perfect order in a body. If you dip to too much on the other side of whatever the scale of health is, then the law of self-preservation will seek to bring you back to perfect harmony once again. Okay, perfect working order, perfect function. That essentially is the law of self-preservation. The law of self-preservation is always taking an organism to the absolute best and perfect function possible. And it can only do that so long as its program of self-preservation runs unimpeded or uninterfered with by the lifestyle choices that the commander of the vessel makes. So, what does that mean for metabolism? Well, what is metabolism? So, metabolism, if we break it down, the word meta, that prefix, meta, is used to denote something that is transcending, something that is going above, something that is going beyond, in addition to, superior to, in excess of, or in aggregation of, beyond. In comic book nerd circles, you hear the term metahuman thrown around when we're talking about superheroes, or mutants. Right? They're metahuman because they're human, but they can do these extraordinary things. So they're just above regular human, right? Metahuman, okay? And then you have this bowl sound. And bowl, ball, bale, all of these types of words, they represent a small mass of something, okay? Like a rounded mass of something. A bale of hay, a ball, a bouncing ball, a boulder. A bale is a large bundle of something. We also call a bolus, right? When we have a bolus in dietary sense, a bolus is when we chew food, we make a bolus of food in our mouth. So this collection of material, and then we swallow that. So when we swallow it, we give it the term a bolus of food. So you could say metabolism or metabolism is transcending or going above and beyond what that bolus is into what it will become in your body. So transcending that bolus, right? It's just a way that you can think of metabolism if it helps. And there's many definitions of metabolism out there, but essentially metabolism is the sum total of all biochemical reactions in your body, whether anabolic or catabolic, whether it's processes that build up tissues or take materials from food and build them into your tissue, or whether it's catabolic processes that break apart materials and either shuttle them out for elimination or build new materials from the byproducts. Okay, so the sum total of all of these biochemical processes in your body, we call metabolism. The net effect of those two things we call metabolism. So bearing in mind the law of self-preservation, what can we know about metabolism? So if the body or if the organism eats too much food, so either eats in excess of its needs or eats highly concentrated, unnaturally stimulating foods, okay, then what will happen? Then weight will start to accumulate on the body. Now that excess weight represents to your body, to your innate and wonderfully designed intelligence in your body, that excess weight is excess weight. It is extra mass that your body has to now labor to carry around in it. And I'll say this, there is no such thing as healthy excess fat. Let me say that one more time. There is no such thing as healthy excess fat or excess weight. All right?
I say we live on half of what we consume, and the other half meets the needs of our doctors. In other words, most Americans are consuming twice the calories humans need. That's the extra calories they consume that accelerates aging. There's no such thing as a healthy overweight person. That extra fat on the body is pathologic tissue that spews out pro-inflammatory substances that age us and build up insulin resistance, which also ages us and leads to premature death. So we have to maintain we have to be slim, and the human species isn't designed to be overweight. And right now we have 89% of Americans have a BMI above 23. People tell you that 77% of Americans are overweight, but that's not true because they can classify 77% as being overweight because they use a BMI of 25 as the demarcation line between normal weight and overweight. And we know that there's no centenarian, no long-lived populations or peoples who average or who have BMIs that run above 23 even. The optimal BMI for a woman is below 21 and for a male below 22.
Now, what happens when you start to accumulate this extra mass, this extra weight? Whether it's fat or whether it's extra muscle mass in excess of what the body really wants, whether any one of those two, if the body detects that it is starting to accumulate extra bulk, then what it will do is the law of self-preservation will kick into high gear, and it'll say, okay, this is where I want to be. This is the median here is where I want to be. This is perfect harmony. And now I have dipped to the side of excess. So what I will do is I'm going to ramp up my metabolic rate so that I can more expeditiously burn calories so I can have an easier time to get back to harmony here in the middle. Okay? That's what the law of self-preservation is going to do. So the more excess weight you accumulate, the higher and the faster your metabolism is going to go so that it can strive to get you back down to harmony. If, on the other hand, you start to lose too much weight, let's say you're trying to survive in the Sahara Desert, you're losing weight, you're only finding a couple scarce bits of calories here or there, you find some cactus somewhere, then there's a scorpion, maybe a land strider of some, I don't know, whatever. You're not getting much calories, or you're not getting many calories. Then what happens? Your body is going to intelligently slow way down your metabolic rate because it is encouraging you to put essential mass back on. And it will do that in hopes that you come back to your set point, that perfect harmonious balance right in the middle. Okay? And to be honest, that's it. That's really all you need to know about metabolism. It's not, obviously that's not it. It's a very, very interesting subject. You can get lost in studying all sorts of implications and metabolic responses to certain conditions, and yeah, you can research at your leisure. But in terms of weight loss and how you should frame metabolism in terms of your ambition to lose weight, metabolism should not be anywhere in the picture. This is not something that you should be thinking about.
Muscle Burns Fat is designed to build lean, toned muscle with strength training and rev up your metabolism with high-intensity cardio, so your body becomes a 24/7 fat-burning machine. We are going to be working, build strength, and raise your metabolism. Dial up the intensity and step up to MBFA, Muscle Burns Fat Advanced, an extra 3-week program you can do as an option for no extra.
You do not want to ramp your metabolism way up in order to lose weight, because what you do is you sacrifice longevity and health in so doing. Because like any machine, if you set the machine to work on overdrive for the next conceivable period of time, then what happens is the machine breaks down faster. And your body it's not a machine, you're a divine being, but there are many similarities between your body and a machine, and this is just one of them. What you want to do is you want to eliminate all of the excess, unnaturally stimulating, unnaturally concentrated sources of calories and protein and whatever and fat in your diet. You want to get rid of those. And you want to start introducing into your body whole foods only that only have a natural dose of stimulation in them. Pears, apples, honeydews, melons, celery, broccoli, lettuce, arugula, whatever. All those whole foods, whatever you want, okay? I'm not talking about fruitarianism. I'm talking just the whole spectrum of whole foods. And once you increase the proportion of those elements in your diet, what happens is your palate will start to regulate. You'll start to reawaken and reactivate the sensitivity of your palate to the taste of actual whole foods and to natural foods. Your efficiency will improve. You'll be able to absorb more nutrition from food, and you will effectively be able to eat less and become more efficient with less. Because as we know from animal studies up the wazoo, is that any time that you restrict calories for the lifespan of an animal or an organism, their longevity improves, their longevity increases. General healthy caloric restriction is the common denominator for all organisms that live longer than their counterparts. Joel Fuhrman does an amazing job fleshing this out. You can go watch some of his lectures and videos on metabolism, and you can get the spiel there for more details. It's fantastic. He does a great job. And the last thing I want to say is, how does exercise work into this? Exercise is a fantastic and indispensable tool that you can use in your weight loss journey and in your health journey. You need exercise. Now, in terms of metabolism, it is true. Yes, it is true that bouts of exercise will raise your metabolism. But there's a difference between raising your basal metabolic rate and the hormetic stress of exercise that raises your metabolism. So, okay, basal metabolic rate. When we say basal, what do we mean? We mean base. The word basal comes from the root word base. Base, foundation, headquarters, home base. Military headquarters would be the basal front of operations for some military unit. Okay, that's what we mean, basal, home. So the basal metabolic rate is the core foundational default rate of your body, the sum total of the catabolic and anabolic processes that are going on in your body. Okay, the sum total of that means that the basal rate, the foundation rate, is either high or low. Okay, so you do not want to ramp up your basal metabolic rate. But with exercise, what happens is exercise raises your metabolism, but it does it as a temporary stress that signals to your body that you require this set of movements, these set of exercise movements in order to live. So your body won't catabolize the muscle tissues and the strength required for you to perform that activity throughout the day, or throughout your week, or however often you're exercising. And it'll adjust your basal metabolic rate such that you can retain your muscle tissue without catabolizing it too much, but also not ramping your metabolic rate way up so that you die faster, okay? And you get that by reforming your diet so that you bring your basal metabolic rate as low as possible without becoming too emaciated and just withering into the dust, okay?
Are workouts and exercise useless when it comes to losing weight? What most people think exercise does to calories burned is it just increases it, like it's a linear relationship. So the more you work out, the more calories you burn, the more energy you're going to expend. And that would make sense, right? Here's why exercise doesn't work for weight loss. So there have been a lot more studies recently that have examined this. A very recent study in August from the journal Current Biology that measured energy compensation and body fat percentage showed that for every 100 calories burned through exercise, metabolism slows down by 28 to 49%. So 28 to 49 of those calories are compensated for by your metabolism slowing down. And here's the thing, the more body fat somebody has, so if somebody is overweight or they're obese, which is typically those are going to be the people who are trying to lose weight, right? Those people are the ones who are at the higher end of that spectrum. And the 28, the lower end of that spectrum, that is people who are already lean.
You guys remember The Biggest Loser? I took these people, they told them to eat a lot less and move a lot more. What's interesting is they lost a lot of weight, oppressive amount of weight, but they put it all back on. And Johns Hopkins studied them. And what's interesting to me in the study is that while they lost a lot of weight, they put it back on, but they kept exercising. So 6 years later, they're still exercising almost as much as they did on The Biggest Loser. But look at their metabolic rate. Their metabolic rate has dropped considerably. Physical activity is certainly good for your health, without a doubt, but it's not a great weight loss mechanism.
So in summary, the health community urges you that the best way to lose weight is to skyrocket your metabolic rate,
Muscle burns fat.
increase the amount of muscle mass that you carry on your body, turning your internal chemistry into that of Satan's blast furnace so that you can incinerate all the fat in your body and continue to eat masses of food and that you just burn through, all right? That's how they want you to lose weight, get healthier, be strong, be fit, and whatnot, okay? All that comes at the expense of health and longevity. What you really want to do is you do not want to increase your metabolic rate so high that you can just eat indiscriminately and burn through it. As many athletes have to learn the hard way, they go through this athletic career, and then when they retire, or not even when they retire, but when they stop competing completely and go back down to a regular level of activity that the average person would have, and then they try to eat the same, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare, right? Because now they don't have exercise to supplement the ridiculous amount of food that they would eat before, and now they're just packing on the pounds. What we really want to do is reform the diet, temper the diet, add some discipline into the lifestyle, become an adult, learn how the world is playing your palate for a fool. Okay? Recognize that and let it galvanize you to make better choices for yourself. Train yourself to enjoy the taste of whole foods only whole foods. And by doing that, whether the diet includes some cooked whole foods or whether it's a completely raw, whole plant-based diet approach, either one, you will ease your metabolic rate and bring it back down and calm it, okay? And you want to have a low, slow, calm metabolic rate so that you can eat less eventually, but get the same amount of nutrition from less, thus making your body have to work less hard to be able to have the same amount of efficiency that you had when you were eating way more. And that is going to give you health, wellness, and longevity. Okay, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the FreeMelon Society if you have not done that already. Leave me a comment if you have anything to say, and I will catch you on the next one. Okay? Take care, guys. Love you very much. Mwah. Be healthy, be well, and God bless.